kind of want people don't come this way?
Yeah. Okay, no why. Ready?
Stay steady there. Keep going.
Oh, we got the saw, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You got it.
Got it?
Yep. So what we're going to do is lift it up from over here.
Stay steady.
Up over here. Ready?
Oh, there goes the cow. 2 seconds.
Just shut it down low. There we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3.
You're good, bud. You're good.
It may appear we are just pushing deeper into the vegetation, but in fact we were following the path of the shallow stream beneath, as this would lead to our destination. But as you can clearly see, there were now small trees, which made it more difficult as it got stuck and it was harder to turn the canoe. When we got to this point, we opted to bushwhack to the lake instead, as dragging a fully loaded canoe was not practical anymore.
Okay, so bad decision. So it is not a really feasible way. It's actually, it is such a tangled mess. And there's a creek, and really there's not much to paddle, even drag. Even dragging is horrendous because there's so many down trees. So what we're going to do is we just pulled out. We've got probably about 200 meters to the pond. So what we're going to do is we got the GPS on and we're just going to follow the creek, portage all the way to the top, drop off the gear, come back and just cut enough so that we can get the canoe through. So, are you happy? No. She's not happy. Teddy, are you happy? He might be happy. Oh, his tail's going. He's like,
I'm not going to be happy when it gets us in here.
okay, let's head to the pond. Yeah, see if we can find a way up. I can hear the water trickling down. And there's a huge rise. And above there is probably the lake. So we just gotta find our way up. Do you want to go along the creek?
No, I don't.
I'm just saying if it might be easier. Well, we'll just go. You know what? We'll just go there and see. We'll have to see whichever is the easiest way to get up. But there's, I'm sure, boulders. It goes right up here. You hear the water trickle down. Let me see. So here's the, whoops, the creek that trickles down here. So, yep, we're gonna have to see if we can get up this way. This one doesn't look so steep here. Over here, over here. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Let's wait for mommy. Let's wait for mommy. It's quite a rock Okay, so on the other side, and we have to go up and over, but there's a huge red pine here. Okay, let's just keep going. I was gonna hook over to the creek and we could see the pond or the lake over there, but the problem is the side is sheer rock. So we're just trying to find an easier way up that is not as steep. I guess maybe we'll just go up this way. You guys behind? You behind? Come on, Teddy. Good boy. Go ahead.
Oh, I should let you drop on me.
No, I won't. No. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust it. Okay, so let's just go. Hopefully this will take us over to the lake. So, we're seeing the lake. You see it over there, but it's all the way down. Okay, slowly make our way down. Wow, it's a beautiful lake. So this lake has no name, but it is stunning. Wow. Especially the cliffs on the other side is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. I'm gonna see if I can capture the blackflies. Can you see them swarming there? Look at them all over her head. It's crazy. That's dirt on her back. That's not blackflies, but you just see the swarms of them. Wow, this is nuts. So this is the creek that follows from that lake. Obviously there's no friggin' way we would have been able to, well, we wouldn't have been dragging the canoe up this part, we would have been portaging, but it's tons of blowdown. So we're gonna have to, we try to go this way, but there's a huge rock face and a big mound of rock. So what we're gonna do is go up and around just like we did last time. It's longer, but it's an easier way down and safer, of course. So a little bit of a waterfall, and the creek continues down that way. So we're gonna probably go along the right side. Looks like it's a little more open.
As many sections were too dense with vegetation, portaging the canoe was not an option unless we spent a considerable amount of time clearing a trail. So I essentially dragged the canoe until there was a clear enough section to actually portage it.
It's no use portaging at this point. It's too thick. So I'm just trying to haul it through until it gets clear.
The uphill section also provided some additional challenges, especially when I tried to portage the canoe up this part.
Stay. You know, I think it'd be easier just to slide the canoe up there.
What? Hold on.
Maybe you should listen to your wife a little more often.
I think I'm gonna try to get it. Oh man, the blackflies are insane. Oh. It's one thing having to deal with this terrain, then to have like clouds of, I was choking just a while ago, and the bug dope that we're using is obviously not really working very well. I think we need DEET, but we don't have any. Oh, I think there's one in my ear. So on this beautiful lake, no name, some beautiful cliffs too, accompanied with the swarms of clouds of blackflies. So we're just tucking into the right over there, and then that's an unknown portage. After that, then there are portages to Little Cheese Bun Lake. So we're going to be bushwhacking again, but we made it. We didn't think we were going to make it. It was quite a push, and Anita was ready to kill me, but still am. So I may not make it back from this trip. So part 2. Oh, I know. Get a breeze. There's a beautiful cliff here. If we had time, I'd definitely climb up to the top there, but we don't have time. We're gonna get going. So basically, this creek flows in from another body of water, and we just basically have to portage along the creek to the next body of water. So you can see Anita in the distance heading over. So see this small little creek? So that's what we're using as a navigation guide to get us to the next body of water. I do have the GPS, and we can take a compass bearing, which would take a lot longer because you're looking down, you're looking ahead, especially for like a compass bearing. So we use natural features like the creek. Not maybe the best for pulling a canoe, but for walking, we can certainly easily walk beside it and find our way to the next body of water. So that's what we're going to do. Here we go. It's about, I think, 200 to 300 meters of bushwhacking. Hopefully it's not too thick so we can get the canoe through. What? The splits? So the valley floor is along the creek bed. It's quite a mess, a lot of blowdowns. So we're gonna actually head up a bit and see if it's a little bit better to walk here opposed to down there. It may not be, but it looks a little bit better here. Bigger trees, a little more opening. I think it is better. Yeah, I do see a clearing over there, so we'll just make our way over there. Yeah, I think this is a lot better from what I see so far. There's huge trees here, look at that. White pine, red pine, red pine. I'm not sure what that one is, but massive. It's gorgeous in here. Other than the bushwhack. Teddy, I might have to help you here. We see water. Whoa. I saw water. Over there. Okay. Teddy, come here. I'll give you a hand. Come here, buddy. Okay, got him. Just careful. Don't be like me. Gorgeous lake. Yes. Look how gorgeous that looks. Oh, look at that cliff there. Wow, it is absolutely stunning here. Love it. Just trying to think where we could put the canoe and our gear. I guess we'll just leave it right here. Okay, we made it out alive. Other than, you know what, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the swarms of blackflies. But it is an absolutely gorgeous lake here. It's unnamed, and there's supposed to be a couple campsites, but we are going to continue on to Happy Cheese Bun Lake because that was the goal for Anita. There's a 100-meter portage and a 120-meter portage, so assuming if it's, you know, if there's campsites here, the portage should be half decent. But check this lake out. It is super, super gorgeous. No name, but islands and rocky outcrops, cliffs, little islands. Teddy's eyeing the big wrap. He was such a trooper. As you can imagine, I mean, it was tough enough as it was for us, but for a small dog to navigate through all the tangle of the understory, what is it? I can't even speak. The under. Okay, whatever. It's not coming to me.
Undergrowth.
Undergrowth, but I thought there's another name like under. Okay, whatever. Undergrowth.
You're gonna go underground in a minute.
And so, yeah, he really fought his way through there, like through the alder bushes in the swamp area, and then in the forest where there's down trees, hopping, going underneath. So he's such a trooper. So I'm going to give him a big piece of jerky to thank him for his hard work. Teddy. Hey. So he's super happy. He can smell the jerky. And is this too big? Mm-hmm. Too big? Mm-hmm. All right. Let me. Mother's rules. I have to listen. Because apparently I busted a bunch of them today. How about this big?
That's good.
And I'll give him another piece after. Okay, Teddy? How's that? There you go. Go. Good. Oh. There you go. Is that delicious? Oh, you swallow that quick, eh? Teddy, we'll give you that piece. Don't tell Mommy. Okay.
I heard that.
Check it. Rip it, rip it, rip it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yummy. You know what we're going to thank? You have to thank Auntie Heather Lynn. This is her package that she gave to me from the last trip. She didn't like it, so you can have it. There you go. Yummy. Good boy. You're a trooper today. All right. I'm going to have my lunch, and then we're going to continue on.
Man, no.
Okay, so we're just leaving our little lunch spot on a nice little island. I'm trying to leave, a lunch spot at 5:30. There's a trail? Okay, good news. You see the other lake? It's only 100 meters, right? Okay, so it is a portage. Not easy to get to because of all the logs, but at least it's short. This is not a trail. It's supposed to be 100 meters, and it's not a trail. At least it's somewhat clear enough that we can wander through there, but... Blackfly. Oh man, see? It's not... Check these, wow, that's pretty, eh? Just wondering if this is better this way. I'm definitely gonna come back here because I like the lake. What? It looked more clear there. There's a trail there. Definitely gonna come back here because I love this lake, these lakes. And when I come here, we are gonna blaze a trail and make this look half decent. Yep. This is not a portage.
Well, where did the portage go?
It just doesn't exist. we get through there. So as you can see, it's not exactly the best takeout or put in, but she says she sees a trail, and it does look a little bit like a trail this time, that's for sure. So let's see if I can follow it. Goes this way, but it's obvious it's not being used. No one really comes here, but I really don't understand why, because the lakes here are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the distance to get to this location through the logging roads is a little bit challenging, and it's long from Toronto, but man, you don't have to go very far to get to some nice prime camping spots with some beautiful lakes. I would totally recommend this as well too. Yeah? Uh-oh. Why? Okay, let me see what's going on.
Sorry, another missing audio file. So the put into the lake was not so straightforward. There was a large floating bog along the shore, so we had to drag our canoe over it to get to the water. Thankfully, it held our weight. But most importantly, we made it. This was Happy Little Cheese Bun Lake.
We're officially on Happy Little Cheese Bun Lake. Are you happy?
No. No.
We made it.
We did make it.
There's
lots of blackflies. And what time is it?
It's 6:15. So we just gotta paddle down to the end, and there's a couple campsites we're gonna look for. Hopefully they'll be nice, because obviously people haven't been going through this way, at least to the other two lakes. They're all very beautiful. So, but they're all small. They're all...
We were quickly falling in love with this lake. Due to being late in the day, we immediately set about looking for a campsite.
There are sounds in this forest.
I wonder what those sounds are.
What sounds?
Buzzing and mosquitoes.
So we are
Alive.
and camped at Cheese Bun Lake. It's
Happy Little Cheese Bun Lake.
Happy Little Cheese Bun Lake. And the two campsites that was on the map, they really don't exist. What does remain is that there is some remains of human activity. So
Evidence of human activity.
okay, evidence of human activity. There, on this corner or this end of the lake, there is like two pieces of wood, kind of like in a T shape, which is obviously not normal, tied together. And there's something on that side that there is an old fire pit on an island, but not much for tenting. Maybe one tent, and then there was on another point there was again some other wood tied in a frame or something like that. So people have been here, but probably careful, not in a long time. So I don't know if I didn't mix it.
Holy crap.
So it's still a Happy Little Cheese Bun Lake, but not. I guess we were expecting a little bit more in terms of a campsite.
I think if we had gotten here a little earlier and weren't so tired, we might have been able to explore to see if there was more suitable spots.
Yeah, but we explored the two spots that said campsite. So.
I know, but there was other islands.
So it is late. I don't know what time it is. It's probably close to 8, right? But we made it. The other two portages to this lake, the last one was better marked, like trail-wise. You could kind of see the trail, no problem. It was rough. But the other one, there really was no trail. So I don't think people have been through here in quite a while. But it's a shame because it is so beautiful. But the thing that really kind of was tough was the amount of blackflies. It was just insane. Even when we got to this campsite, this is not a campsite. We just had to make camp in a flattish spot. If you look here, there's our tent there, but it's not there's no cleared spot. There's a lot of vegetation growth, and we had to move a lot of branches and trees. You can see behind us here, and we made the most of it. And so the blackflies was the toughest part. Like when we got here, they were just in our face like crazy. So thankfully they're gone now because it's dark. There's some mosquitoes now and no-see-ums, but not too bad. So we're just having, we're not actually cooking supper. We're thirsty, very thirsty, so I just made some iced tea. Cheers. No brew here, we just need something refreshing. And we're going to eat the remaining wraps that we have left on this trip. Well, it was because we didn't have any the first day, right? And guess what? We also have cheese buns. So we're going to show you that a little later, because we're going to have cheese bun on Happy Little Cheese Bun Lake, of course. So it was a little rough getting here. My route choice was probably not the wisest. Quite often it's not.
That's an understatement.
So we survived, and she's contemplating putting a, what do you call it, an execution order on me.
Yeah.
Alright, let me have some food, and then we'll show you our cheese bun. Okay, so we're not going to have the cheese bun tonight. We're going to have it for breakfast. And we were supposed to have our flashback little chat, but because it's late and Anita's really tired, we decided that we'll do it in the morning. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're filled with food and had some hot drinks, and we're just going to turn in. It is about almost 9 o'clock, and we are tired. It was a long day and quite a slog. Okay, so have a good night, folks, and we'll see you on day 5. Come in there. You will let me get the GPS. I mean, if there's water, we could try to keep paddling it. No, I mean, I'm not saying we're slogging through it. I said we could just check it out. Do they look like happy cheese buns?
No, they look like squash sorry cheese buns.
Woo! What a view. Stunning. Want to come up?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Why do you have your sunglasses on?
Because my eye looks horrible. You said it was slightly swollen. And look at it.
Holy crap. You're right.